Yeah, tell me now. How to find the first element of an array? So if I tell to print the first element of this array, how can you do that? Kavya? Kavya,
Yeah.
how to find the first element in the array? Teja?
It's like we have to take each value, like
Like how? How will you print the first value in the array? It's a simple, right? What is the index of first element?
0.
Then how to take the first array? Just console.log of. What is the name of the array here?
ARR.
ARR is the name of the array. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
if you want to take the first element, what you will give? You will just give 0, right?
0.
Yeah. How to print the last element of the array?
We have to give the
We-
last element.
Yeah.
Index value of last element.
Yeah. So if we doesn't know the index, what we can use? How to find the last index? Using length of the array?
Yes.
Yeah. How to do that?
We can write length here, I believe, and we will be able to find it.
Array dot length, then -1, right? You people are
Yes.
not practicing. I can clearly understand. That's why you people are not able to tell. If you are being like this, then it will be difficult to survive. Actually, previous batch were very faster. They are able to catch it. They were able to go. They used to they used to work, and if they didn't work right, they used to keep the screenshots in the WhatsApp, and they used to ask me for the solution, what went wrong and all. But you people are not practicing well. That's why you are lacking in telling. Please do practice. It's not for me, for yourself. You are paying lakhs and lakhs of money simply. Okay. And which method is used for the conversion to arrays?
Split.
Split. On which data type does the split functionality work?
String.
Strings. Okay. And I have this array, right? Now what I will do? Now what will be printed on the console at line for line number 5?
A of 0, 1.
Okay.
A of 1, 3, 4.
So it will print like 1 and 3, 4. Okay. And suppose now what will be printed? What does this console log will print?
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. And how will we denote functions in the JavaScript? What is function declaration or the function statement? What is function declaration or what is the function statement?
It will define a keyword.
Okay, starting there will be one keyword. What is that keyword?
Function.
Function keyword will be there. Then
The name of the function.
correct. Name of the function, print data. Okay. And then
Declaration.
Console.log.
whatever we want to do, we can do it. Am I correct?
Yes.
How to invoke this function?
We have to mention it in another line by calling it, I believe.
By taking the function name, right?
Yeah, function name.
Function name and the braces is known as what is this?
Braces.
Function invocation. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now you can see it will be printed. Okay. Suppose if you remove this line, this function will not be executed at all. Okay. Now we can even assign functions to variables. That much beautiful are functions in JavaScript. Okay. Suppose we have one function, okay, sum, which will do just nothing but it will sum of the elements, okay, and we are passing two params. So whatever here were called as params, okay, function params a comma b, okay, a and comma b are called parameters or params, okay. Now what it will do, it is just returning a plus b. Okay, now if you want to invoke this function, how you can do it? How to invoke this function? How to invoke
Uh,
function?
we have to write sum again. Name of the function.
Correct.
Braces.
And we need to pass some values, right? Then only those
Yeah.
values will be assigned to a comma b. Okay. Suppose I will pass 1 comma 2. Okay. If I pass 1 comma 2, 1 will be assigned for a and 2 will be assigned to b. Okay. Now what is this statement?
Declaration.
No, no. What is this?
Sum.
Sum.
Operations.
And what
Yeah.
is this? So this is return, which meaning is that this function is returning the sum of the value. Okay.
Some value.
Yeah. We can assign the value to one variable. Okay. And you can print that value itself. Returning means, suppose if I give you 5, you will do 5 plus 2, 7, and you will return that 7 rupees back to me. That is the meaning. Okay, return means just return out of this function something. So returns a statement, what it is returning a plus b, which is 1 plus 2. This value is 3 and 3 will get stored in a. Any doubt? Any doubt?
No.
Okay. Now, now what will be returned? Now what will be stored in a 2?
3.
Why 3? What is this?
No, 2 will be there.
Oh. Now suppose if I do b minus a, now what will be returned? 1. Okay. Suppose if I write something like this. Okay. Now what will be returned? Now what will be returned? Does it contain any return keyword?
No, nothing will return.
Yes. Does it contain any return keyword? Vishal?
No.
No, Anusha.
Yeah. So what will be returned here? Undefined will be printed. Okay. Any doubt?
Okay. No, Anusha.
Suppose if it's containing return keyword, which means that it is returning something to us. Suppose if it's not returning anything, it is void. Okay.
Undefined. Yeah.
Yeah. And okay. So these are normal functions in JavaScript. Okay. We have some different types of functions called arrow functions. Okay. I'll show you how an arrow function will look like. It will contain 2 braces, 1 arrow, and then again square braces. This is also known as a function, and this function is called as arrow function because it contains this arrow. Okay. Now let us assign it to one variable. Let a equal to some square brace, some arrow, and some flower braces. Okay. And let us do nothing but console.log of a. Okay. Now what we have done here, we have assigned one function to a variable. Okay. Now how this variable will act as, suppose if I want to invoke this function, how can I do that? Function invocation, how can I do that?
We can again mention the
Name of
function
the
name.
function. What is the name of the
Yeah.
function here? To which variable we are assigning this function?
A
A. A will become the name of the function. Okay.
function name.
How to invoke it? How to invoke this function?
A braces and then B.
A and the braces. Okay. Now you can see data is printed, right? Any doubts? An arrow function is simply the square braces, one arrow, one flower brace. This is just denoting for an arrow function. Okay. Any doubts, anyone?
No.
Now there is one difference between a normal function and an arrow function. Okay. Suppose what is this? This is just a function. Okay. Imagine it is just printing some data. And now what we will do? We will just create this function. Okay. Now, if I access this sum function even before we have declared it, right? Now what will be printed? Any guess? What is this function invocation? Even before the declaration, I am invoking this function. Okay, now what will be printed?
Undefined.
Why undefined? What I said? Only variables will be allocated with the special value undefined, but the functions remain as it is.
Okay.
Now, what will be printed if I invoke this function? What will be printed if I invoke this function?
It will be sum.
Yeah. What will be printed?
Sum.
Some function.
Some function will be printed. Am I correct? What you are doing? You are just invoking this function and this console log will be printed, right? That's it. Now, if I do a of like this, now what will be printed?
A.
A will be printed. Huh? Am I printing anything A in the console logs?
No.
Any value or any word with the name?
No.
Am I printing? Now, what will be printed for this?
Some function.
Some function is
Data
related to
Anusha.
the some keyword right here. How it is related to this? A, how it is related to this
Data
function?
Anusha.
Data Anusha. Okay. Any other guess, Vishal?
Undefined, I think.
Yeah, it will give you error. Why? Because what I said, whenever any execution context is there, it will first check what are all the functions and variables. Since we have declared this function with the variable let keyword, these will be assumed as a variable and stored with the initial value undefined. Okay. At this point of time, it will be undefined. For undefined, we are what you are doing? You are doing function invocation, which is wrong. That's why you will get an error stating that A is not defined or A is not a function. Any doubts?
No answer. So if we are going to invoke A after, like in the 13th or 14th line, we are going to get data Anusha, right?
Yes. Why? Because it has reached this line and undefined got
Yes.
replaced with the function. Now A
Yes.
is a function and we can invoke it and we will get the data.
Good.
Now I'll just show you. Hmm. Hmm. See, I have kept the debugger here itself. Okay, let me run this file. Okay. First, it was at line number 49, and you see the scope, right? What is the variables in this file? What are the variables in this file? Kavya? Kavya,
A.
yeah. What are the
A.
variables in this file? Yeah. What are the functions in this file? Yeah, Teja. What is the functions in this file?
Function sum.
Sum is the function in this file. Okay. Now, if you can see, A is treated as a variable and it is assigned with a default value undefined. Okay. Now, if you check in the global object for the function sum, yeah, you can just see it. Sum is the name of the function and the as it is exact function will get saved as a value. This is a key and this is the value. You can see it, right? Vishal, able to understand?
Yes, Anusha.
the name of the function and the value function will directly get stored. Okay. Now, if you are invoking this function will get immediately executed and it will print this console log. Okay. Now let just go and you can see right now the call stack is anonymous. Okay. Now, whenever you reach this line, right, this some execution context will be attached to this call stack. Okay. Are you able to see it? The
Yes.
execution context of sum has been created. Now, as soon as the sum has finished executing, then it will be removed from the call stack. Okay. You can see only anonymous is there. Now, right now, if you check in the scope, what is the value of A? Undefined. With undefined, you are trying to invoke the function. That's why it will give you an error. Reference error cannot access A. Okay. Any doubt, anyone? Or even if you assign with var, let me just give it as a var. Let me just reload it. Okay. And now you can see the error, right? A is not a function. Any doubt, anyone?
No.
Now, let me talk about for each map and filter in JavaScript. Okay. And they are also used for looping over the arrays. For each map and filter functions. Okay, when you call them as functions, if you are keeping braces, they were called as functions. Okay. So for each map and filter functions are used to loop over an array. Looping means accessing one by one element. Okay. Now, how will you apply this? Let us create one array. Let array equal to 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. And if you want to access each individual element of an array, you can use something like array dot for each. You can apply this for each function. What it will take one arrow function. Okay. It will take one arrow function. In this arrow function, whatever we give here are called params. Okay. It will take each element in the array as anything. You can reference it like element, or you can give it like value, your wish, whatever value, however, with whatever name you want to access, you can access it. And you can just do whatever manipulations you want. Here I am doing just printing the val. Okay. Let me just run it and show you. Any doubts, anyone? So the loop has started on the array. For each means it will take each individual element in the array. The first val will be 2. The second time the val will be 4. The third time the val will be 6. The fourth time the val will be 8. And we are printing the value each time. That's why it printed 2, 4, 8. Any doubts, anyone?
No.
Did you understand?
Yes.
Suppose if I give element here and if I try to print the element, now what will be printed in the console log?
So the result is going to be same.
Same 2, 4, 6. Okay.
Yes.
And suppose if you try to return some value, okay, return this element, and if you want to assign it to any variable, okay, and if you print that variable, right, return type of an for each will be always undefined. This element will not be returned because the return type of for each is always undefined. Okay, you can just see it here, the function definition. It is like it is used over an array, and the for each is the method, and it takes one function. Okay, basically this function. Okay, and its return type you can just see here with empty void. Void means it is returning nothing but undefined. Okay, and if I just print it, and if you just check it, now you can see the return type is undefined. Any doubts, anyone?
No.
Okay. Okay. Now this is for each. Okay. And map function is also used for iterating over an array, but you can do some manipulation with these elements and you can return a new array. Okay. You can return a new array. Let me just show you how can we do that. Let map array equal to array dot which function we are applying now, map. Okay, it also takes one arrow function. Okay, and in that arrow function, what we can take each element. Okay, now we can just return something from these elements. Okay, we can do just return element star element. Okay, now what is this statement meaning? What is the element here? Just talk something. Yeah, Teja, what is the element here?
Numbers
Which
2, 4, 6, 8.
each element in the array. Am I correct?
Yes,
In the
ma'am.
first iteration, it will be 2. In the second iteration, it will be 4. In the
4,
third iteration, it will be 6. In the fourth
6,
iteration, it will be 8.
8.
Now, in the first iteration, what will be returned?
2.
What I am doing here? What is this statement meaning? In the first iteration, what is the value of element? 2. What is this? Element star element means
2 into 2.
2 into 2. What is the value?
4.
4.
Which means that map is used for creating a new array. Okay, it will create a new array and it will return that elements. Okay, so in the first place 4 will be stored. In the second iteration, what is the element value?
4.
4. What is this?
4 into 4.
How much?
16.
16 will be stored in the second element. Okay. Now what is the element value in the third iteration?
6.
6. Okay. Then what?
6 into 6.
36 will be stored. Next, what is the value of element in the fourth iteration?
8.
8. 8 star 8?
64.
4 will get saved. So if you just hover on this map, you can see. Okay. So whatever we have given here, it will show. It is an array of numbers because we have given numbers, right? It's an array of numbers and we are applying the map on it. And you can see the return type. Okay, the return type is number array, which means that it will return an array. Whatever return we are giving, right? It will just save them as elements in that new array. Okay, it will not modify this existing array. Instead, it will create one new array and saves the elements. Okay, and if I just do console.log of map array, okay, it will print 4, 16, 36, and 64. Okay. Any doubts? No, right?
No.
Suppose if you want to take the index, then you can specify just comma, and whatever thing you can specify, you want to specify. You can give it index or you can give it num, but it refers to the index basically. Okay. And you can just give what here? You can just give, if you are saving it as num, you will give num. It will display in 0th position 2 is there, in first position 4 is there, in second position 6 is there, in fourth position, third position 8 is there, like that. Okay, that next parameter in this function is always the index. The first parameter is the value of the array elements. Any doubts? Even it's the same case with map. Okay. What is the return type of for each? What is the return type of for each?
We have to give an arrow functions and we have to mention elements.
No, what I said, what is the return type?
We have to write each element.
Return type meaning is that what does it's returning to the, okay, what is it's returning from this function, what you are returning. What I said, the return type and for each will be always undefined. If you just hover it, okay, and if you just hover on it, this function, it will give you the definition. Okay. And you can directly see here, right? It will specify colon. The function is starting here and ending here. Okay. And if we are giving the colon, meaning is that we are specifying the type. Okay. The return type here is void, which is nothing but undefined. What is the return type of for each?
Undefined.
What is the return type of this function? What is the return type of this function? Does it containing any keyword return?
No.
No.
Then what will be the return type?
Undefined.
Yeah. Now, what is the return type of this function?
Anusha.
I said, what is the return type?
String.
String is the return type. What is returned from this function means Anusha is returned. Okay. Now, what will be returned from this map?
Array.
Okay. What is the type of that array?
Number.
Number array. Why it's a number array? Because you have given the elements here only number, right? That's
Numbers.
why third is array. Okay, since this element star element, what is this? Number star number will always be a number. Okay. So there are one disadvantage with this map. What is that? For example, if you have if you want to check some conditions using the map function, okay. For example, you are taking the each element and you are giving some condition like which state if is used for checking a condition. Okay. Suppose if that function is if this statement is evaluated to true, then this block of code will be executed. Okay. Suppose if element value is greater than 5, then only return that element. Okay. Let me just tell you the meaning of this. So whenever we are mapping over, what is the first element here? What is the first element? What is the first element in this array? In the first iteration, what will be the value of the array? What is the value of this element? I feel like it's waste to tell. You people don't respond. Only Vishal and Teja are responding. That too
0 if
sometimes.
I'm right.
What?
Is it 0?
Why 0? What does this element
When
refers to? What is this array? On where I have
Okay,
used the math on
string.
which array? Why it will be a string, Teja? How it is related to string? What are there here?
2,
What are these? What is the data type of these numbers?
Numbers.
Numbers, right? There.
Length.
How it's related to length? Array, bapre. Till now, what I have said, map is used for iterating over an array, correct? This element refers to each individual element in the array. Each individual element or each individual value. Now, what is the first value in this array?
2.
2. How many times does this loop will execute? How many times the loop will execute?
Until it is greater than 5.
2 times I believe.
Until the length of an array, this loop will be executing. Am I correct?
Yes.
Loop. Correct? Now, what is the first element in the loop?
2.
2,
2. Now, it will come inside this block 2. It will check this condition. Now, currently, the element value is 2. 2 is greater than 5.
no.
False. So if it is false, it doesn't execute this piece of code. Okay. After this statement, are there any return statement? After line number 137, is there
No.
any return statement? No. So first it will send undefined. Okay. If nothing is returned, it will return undefined. Now what is the second element?
4,
4.
4. Okay. Now 4 is greater than 5.
no. False.
No.
Does this block of code execute?
No.
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 It will just come out. Now what will be returned?
Undefined.
Undefined will be returned. Now what is the next element in the array?
6.
6.
6 is greater than 5.
Yes.
Yes.
Now if we go inside this, right? It is returning what it is returning? What is the element value?
6 it is.
Then
6.
now what will be returned?
6.
6 will be returned. Okay. Now what is this? What is the next element?
8.
8.
8. Thus 8 is greater than 5.
Yes.
Now what will be returned?
8.
8.
8 value will be returned. Okay. Now if you print this map filtered data, right? It will print something like undefined. Okay. 6, 8. So we have this disadvantage with the mapping. So if we want to only filter the data based on a condition, suppose if there is a condition and we want to filter the data and we want to get only 6 and 8, but not this undefined and all. In this case, filter is the best example. Okay. We need to use, instead of map, we will be using filter. Okay. Now I will test you people once more. Okay. Now you should tell me properly. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll scold maybe. Okay. Now tell me what is the first element it will take in this loop? How many times this loop will run? Kavya, how many times this loop will run?
One time.
One time. What is the length of the array?
4.
How many times the loop will run?
4.
4 times. What I said, looping means taking over each element in the array, accessing each element in the array. How many elements are there in the array?
4.
That means how many times this loop will run?
4 times.
What is the first element value in the first iteration?
2.
2. What is this condition? What is this condition, Kavya? What is this? What is the element value?
Element.
What is the
Element.
value? What you said, what is the first value of the element means what value you said?
2 greater than
2 greater than 5. Why are you doubting in telling? Huh? You know the things. Does 2 is greater than 5?
no.
Does this piece of code execute?
Undefined.
Does this piece of code execute?
No.
No. Why? If this condition is true, then only this piece of code will execute. Otherwise, no.
Yes.
Does there any return statement after line number 137?
No.
You are not able
No,
to
ma'am.
see any keyword named return after 137.
String.
Are you able to see the return keyword or not? Are you able to see return word?
Yes.
Yes.
That means what we are doing, we are returning something, right? If you see return keyword, which means that we are returning some data. What is being returned? What we are returning?
Anusha.
Anusha is being returned, correct? You can just directly, with looks, you can understand, right? This is a return, and next to it, what is there? Anusha is there. That means you are returning this Anusha value. That's it. What
We have
complex?
to tell that Anusha, or we have to say the string.
If I ask what is the return type, type means you need to tell it as a string. What you are returning means we are asking about the value. In that case, you need to tell Anusha.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, what is returned for the first element? Now, what will be stored? Now, what will be stored? What I am returning?
Anusha.
Anusha. Now, what will be returned? Anusha will be returned, right? Now,
Yes.
what is the second element in the array?
4.
4. 4 is greater than 5.
No.
No.
Now, what will be returned?
Same Anusha.
Same
Same
Anusha.
Anusha will be returned. Next, what is the next element?
6.
6. 6 is greater than 5.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, what will be returned?
6.
6
6 will
Anusha.
be returned. Why 6 Anusha? 6 will be returned, that's it.
Only 6 is going to be returned.
Yeah. Returning means just coming out of that loop, that's it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what is the
Okay.
next element?
8.
8.
8 is greater than 5.
Yes.
Now, what value will be returned?
8.
Okay. Did you people understand? Please pay attention
Yes,
here,
yes, yes.
right? Any doubt? You can see Anusha 6, 8. Okay. Now to overcome this disadvantage, we have the filter function. Okay. You can just use let filtered data. Okay. In the same array, what you can do, you can just give a map. And you can, what it is one arrow function. Okay. And it is taking some element. And now we can write the condition directly. If the element is greater than 5, okay, then return that element. It will directly return the filtered array to us. Okay. It will not give us undefined and all.
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, it will not give anything like undefined or not. Whatever element is satisfying the condition, that element will be returned in the array format. Okay, you can just check here. 1 second. You understood? So what happened here? It will take the first element, which is 2. If 2 is greater than 5, false, nothing will be returned. And again, it will take the first element as 4. Then 4 is greater than 5. It's not true. Then nothing will be returned. Next, it will take 6. 6 is greater than 5. True. Then 6 will be returned. Okay. The next element will be 8. And it will check 8 is greater than 5. It's true. And 8 will be returned. Okay, that's why whatever filtered data is there, only that particular element will be returned. Any doubt?
No.
What is the return type of for each?
Number.
What did I tell you? Okay, I'll just hover on it. Now tell me, what is the return type of for each?
Array.
Vishal, you couldn't do this, Vishal. We are listening the class. Now, what I said, this is the function, entire function. After semicolon, whatever is there is the return type. Now, what is the return type of for each?
Undefined.
Undefined. It's void. The return type of for each will be always void. Okay. Now, what is the
Okay.
return type of this map? What is the return type of this map function? Does this map function is returning the elements or not?
Yes, it is.
It is returning elements. If you
Anusha.
console log it, yeah, Teja.
It's Anusha. Return type is Anusha.
No. It's an array. The return type of map function is always an array. If you want to
Array.
create any new array using the existing array, we will be always taking this map function. Okay. The return type of, what did I say? Return type, which means data type. Okay. What data type is returned from this function means array. Okay. And what is the return type of this filter function?
Array.
Array. Okay. What is returned from this filter function? 6, 8 are returned from this filter function.
Numbers 6, 8.
8. Okay. Now what is the return type of this for each?
Void. Undefined.
Void.
Void and
Undefined.
undefined. What is the return type of map?
Array.
Array.
What is the return type of a filter?
Array.
What is the disadvantage of this map function? That's why we went to the filter function.
Undefined is going to be typed out.
Suppose if the condition is not satisfied, we will be returning undefined.
Undefined.
Yeah. Okay, that's it for today's class. Okay. You can just leave this class because other batch has started joining. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Practice this and come back for tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, Anisha. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Practice it well. Okay. You have this online compiler where you can practice. Okay. You can type JavaScript online compiler and you can just write all your JS code here and just click on run and all the code will execute and you can see the output here. Okay. Just practice this and come back. Bye-bye.